Well, Spooky, at least I have live access. Just saying.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. What's up?
Just trying to have a discussion.
Yeah, what did you want to talk to me about that the other night? Do you remember?
Hold on, I'm getting a call.
Okay.
Hello?
What's up, Ness?
Hello, this is Joshua.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
My name is here. I'm calling you from DCG Logistics. You did an application with us.
Oh,
Yeah, right now's not a good time. I'm working.
Can I call you back later?
Yeah, call me about, I don't know, 4:30 p.m.
Okay, I'll call you back.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to talk right now.
I was gonna say, you working, huh?
Yeah, it's an application for a trucking company, and
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not really wanting to go trucking right now.
As a trucker, or actually, like in the logistics department?
As a trucker.
Oh, okay. You got your own rig, or?
No, but I do have a CDL.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would hope, right?
Yeah.
But that's cool, though. I mean, truckers they're important. People don't give them enough credit.
That's true. So, Ness, I think what I wanted to talk to you about, I don't remember, but I do know that we were having a good discussion, and I just wanted to have you in my live again. So,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
can't.
that's cool.
I honestly, I can't remember exactly what we were talking about, but I do know that we were having a good discussion. So
And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you just invited me up because I had enough people.
yeah. Well, so I saw you, Alex, when you were hopping in. You were
Mhm.
saying interesting, and so
Oh
let
yeah.
me hear your thoughts on everything.
All right. Let's run through it. I do believe that a lot of women do judge men based on their height, weight, and also I think a lot of factor is their income. Um, and I mean, and I'm not saying that that's every woman, because like, trust me, I've been pretty broke and had some relationships in the past where my girlfriend at the time didn't give a damn. But it's definitely something that men are judged off of. Kind of I'm always so terrible at picking the right words. Kind of like one of those like, what can you do for me type of
Yeah,
thing.
I was gonna say the same thing. I would say a lot of women judge men on based off of what they can do for them. I would
Hmm.
agree with that.
Right. So I'm
Um,
glad you
and
brought
I've
that up. The reason why I like this topic is because oftentimes you hear women saying that it's discriminatory for a man to say he doesn't want to date a fat girl, he doesn't want to date a girl with a flat chest or a small butt. But the thing that cracks me up is
Is
that's
women do the
very,
same thing? Yeah, I definitely think there's a double
mhm.
standard when it comes
it's
to
very
men and women. And
hypocritical to say that you're being discriminatory by judging women, but if you look at the logic behind it, they're also being discriminatory. A guy can't
Yeah,
control his
I think
height.
I think what people got to understand is at the end of the day, like it comes down to preference, right? So like if I don't want a girl who's overweight, that's fine. If I'm a girl and I only want to date guys with money, that's fine. But like it's not it's a double standard to say that either one is like a discrimination per se is kind of the route that I would go. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So like
yeah,
it's
like when a man has standard, it's called discrimination, but a woman can have this big long list of requests,
mhm.
and I completely agree with that.
So
yeah,
like I said, it's fine
because
if you like something and you want to go with it, or if that's that's your personal choice. I got none against it. I mean, you want to be a woman and you want to date someone with money, or you want a guy who buys you stuff all the time or whatever. That's fine. But the second that a guy kind of was just being pointed out was the second a guy doesn't want to date a woman who's heavy set, then all of a sudden he's a bigot and he's sexist and
yeah,
all women's bodies are beautiful. And I mean, and I'm not saying that they ain't. I'm not. I mean, I believe everyone's beautiful, but it doesn't mean I gotta date them.
yeah. But the thing that women don't take into account, the, the fact is that men and women aren't the same.
Hmm.
You have to agree that women and men are not attracted to the same things in their partners.
Oh
So
yeah.
we're attracted to two very different things in a lot of different ways, and they can't expect us men to be on the same logic train as they are when all they care about is a man's wallet or where he's going in life. A woman wants a man with a future. A man does not want a woman with a past.
Mm. I can
Yeah,
see
I think
that.
more pressure does fall on the men at times. I know some people would disagree because, in this day and age, of course, women can succeed for themselves. But that's, even though they can, that doesn't mean that some women don't only look for men based on what they're able to do for them. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be financially free and not, wanting to date somebody or because they have a bunch of debt or whatever. But if you meet somebody that you like, I don't think it's right to not date them or not be with them for that reason.
Well, Ness, and to that same point, I think people need to kind of, and on both sides, I think people need to focus more on the person, right? Like, I like you because you're you type of thing. Because, I mean, for example, something's happening.
So
Do
let's
you hear
dive
that
deeper
noise?
into it. Let's dive deeper into it. Let's look at it this way. Ness said something to the effect that women can now survive on their own. That's great.
Mhm.
But let's be real.
I still think we need men. I would say
Men
we still need men.
men don't care how much of money a woman makes.
Yeah.
And her money doesn't benefit the relationship at all, because the way it works is her money is her money, my money is her money,
Dearden.
you know, and when at any point in time in the relationship, if she just one day decides, you know, I'm not happy no more, she gets to take everything I own.
Half. She gets to take half. Yeah.
Pretty much
But
60%.
yeah, no, the court definitely favors the woman, but the point that I was driving at before when we were starting to
Oh,
talk
no
about
problem,
finances.
Black Money CEO.
I'm sorry, what now?
Oh, Black Money CEO, I invited him up and he said he can't come up. He's driving. I said,
Oh, okay.
no
Well, yeah,
problem.
let's not. I ain't trying to be responsible for no car crashes. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
Um,
I hate when people say that they're driving because I can't. I could never drive and be on a live like this.
oh no, no, no. I mean, I probably could because I could put it through my. I got a bit of a fancy pants SUV, so I could, put it through the sound system and all that if I really wanted to. But I prefer to just,
I
listen.
think even I could do that in my car, but
Mhm.
Honestly, I have the ability to multitask like a mother, but TikTok,
not when I'm driving. I don't know. I just
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can't. I can, but TikTok rules and guidelines, people report like
Oh
crazy
yeah.
and
In
get your
fact,
account banned.
there was one time I did join a live, and I put them in my cup holder while I was driving, and I got banned for dangerous activities.
Yeah.
well, could
So
you imagine what if you were talking to somebody and they did get into an
yeah.
accident or something? That would be terrible.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, I wasn't even looking at the phone, to be honest. You could just see me, and I guess someone reported me for driving and dangerous activities. Boom. I mean, but I've also been banned for whatever, quote unquote, hate. TikTok will
Shit.
banana you for a lot of stuff. I even got permanently banated on this account one time, so I got a backup.
the thing that bothers me about these so-called community guidelines is they're very biased against men. You have no
Oh yeah.
idea.
You wanna
Oh,
something?
stop it. I get violations all the time.
No,
No,
no, but
no.
no. But let's be real quick,
We
Ness.
have
There.
women naked on this app, and they're still
Oh yeah,
fully
no, I
on.
agree with you there when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
like women being like but
But I got
I've seen men do the same type of thirst traps with their in their
nah,
underwear in their kitchen cooking breakfast. I've seen the
nah.
same things.
I mean, okay, but I mean, I'll give you a good example. I've seen people shaking their behind. I've seen women shaking their behind with barely nothing on, doing just fine, getting thousands and thousands of views. But then I got guidelined for adult nudity because I was wearing a tank top. You couldn't even see my nips. Like,
Ye- I mean, they do put violate people for dumb reasons, but I agree that
I
You
think it
want to
just
know?
matters on how many people report it, and guys just in general ain't about to complain about seeing some cheeks getting shook around. You know what I mean?
Well, I report. I do it in retaliation when I see a naked woman on camera playing with a vibrator live on camera, and
Whoa!
TikTok allows it.
You've
To,
seen what now?
oh,
I'll just talk about the ladies that like be twerking
no,
in
no, I'm
short
talking
shorts and all
about a
that stuff.
girl pleasuring herself live on camera. Me and 10 of
No,
my
no,
followers.
no fucking
Yeah,
way.
me
Oh,
and 10,
by the way, the new guidelines, you can swear now, as long as
me
it's an
and
18 up live.
me and 10 girls that caught their children watching this video. I didn't even know what was going on until they contacted me on my Discord
Wait.
server.
You're
Hold
talking
on,
like
hold on,
Omegle type stuff, or?
hold on, let me finish. So I didn't even know this was going on until they all contacted me on my Discord server. They sent me the link to it. So I went on and I was like, what the hell is going on here? So this girl, you couldn't see what she was doing, but you could hear what she was doing. She was moaning, she was using a vibrator, she was orgasming, everything
Man,
live on video. We reported it 10 times. All of us did. Every single one of us got the same report back. No violation, no violation found, no violation found, no violation found. 10
man,
times.
that's
Nothing.
got to be one hell of an FYP people
Well,
ended up.
listen, I get violated all the time.
So
I
do I.
just made a video. Listen, I don't even want to talk about it, but I get violated at least like once a day for the dumbest things. I could share something and get violated.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I've been banned several times myself. In fact, at one point I got permanently banned. The only reason I got unbanned, I got permanently banned where like I couldn't, and I have like 7,500 followers on this account, and then I have a backup for emergencies. Well, not emergencies, but you know what I mean. But the only like I got permanently banned to where I couldn't even appeal it. So I sent an email to TikTok themselves. I threatened to report them to the BBB, and then said some not nice things to them. And then, boom, what do you know? I woke up and my account was restored. So
When I said earlier, Ness, about the double standards between men and women, is not only are there naked women on TikTok live and getting away with it, there's naked girls flashing their hoo-haws and everything, and TikTok does nothing about it. But they
I
banned
think
me
TikTok is a little bit more strict with that stuff than like Instagram, and definitely more strict than like Twitter.
yeah, but they banned me for driving, and I've literally watched 10 other TikTokers that are females live while driving, facing themselves,
yeah,
being
I
able
mean,
to stay on live without any violations or without a ban.
I mean,
I
well,
don't know
everybody
what
always
gender they
thinks.
were, but I've seen a lot of TikToks of big riggers where they kind of had like a dash cam type of thing going on.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I've seen,
I can go live when the camera is facing the road, but if it's facing myself, I get shut down.
okay. Maybe it's just your ugly mug. I'm
Probably.
kidding. I joke around. I'm not.
It's all right. So, what about the other topics?
Um, I am pro-choice, not pro-life. To a point. To a point.
Okay, what else?
Do you want me to specify
Yeah,
or?
just go down one
All
topic at a
right.
time and tell us your opinion.
Trans women are women. They're not biologically females.
That's your
Um,
opinion.
I'm sorry. What now?
Hold on, I'm getting a call. Hello? Hello? Better answer, I'm hanging up. All right, goodbye.
It was probably one of them call centers.
Yeah.
All right. My haters are right. I don't know what that means.
That my haters are right. I'm a straight white male. I'm broke. Women, majority of women don't want me, and I'm terrible at debating. So I'm giving them all up.
are you like is that's like that's you're being facetious, right?
No, that's literally what everyone complains about when I'm live. So
No,
I'm
no.
proving to them that they're right.
Facetious means like sarcasm.
No,
Like
I'm being honest. I am broke. I am a straight white male. majority of women don't want me, and I'm a terrible at debating. So
Um,
that's a true statement. So they don't have to say it. I've confirmed it.
all right. Well, I don't know why the majority of women don't want you. You look like a pretty good-looking guy. No homo. On my end. In fact, I'm a little jealous of your beard. I can only grow like like a goatee and a mustache. I can't seem to get it to line up on the sides. Um, you seem pretty good at debating so far. I don't know what the hell that was. Sound like a yeti.
I get
Um,
I tend to get pretty heated when people are being hostile. So I got to learn to cut down on that shit.
See, I'm very chill until people get like I believe that all humans on Earth respect uh dignity and respect and just common decency. And they have the right to live their life as long as they ain't. Okay, I'll put it this way. It's something I say all the time. If you ain't hurting nobody, you ain't hurting yourself. It's nobody's business. Just live your life.
Hold on, I got to respond to hey Josie. I got banned on my last live for 1 day. I appealed it, and they confirmed that I did nothing wrong.
That's fucking crazy. I got banned the other day for talking about biological women.
Yeah. Do you ever
Yes.
notice that now they don't even tell you why you were banned? They just say you broke community guidelines. That's it.
Yep.
That irritates me.
I've even gotten banned a couple times just specifically from being in boxes because people got mad.
Yep.
And I don't know if you heard me say it, but Josie, I one time got banned for adult nudity because I was wearing a tank top and you couldn't even see my nips.
I got banned for adult
Ah,
nudity when I wasn't even naked. I
Well,
had
yeah, I
they're
mean, you're
all my
wearing a
jealous.
clothes
tank top
on.
and you're naked.
Do what?
Sorry, what now?
You just said I didn't hear what you just said.
Oh no, I said wearing a tank top ain't naked, and I got banned for that.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? So Ness, what's your thoughts on all the topics?
1 second. Kind of like the other topics you had better, but I'll look at these ones.
Mm.
Um, we've already discussed the first one. I do think that a lot of women will judge men based on what they can get from them.
Uh-huh.
I am pro-choice. I really don't like to have the arguments. I see the pro-life side. I completely understand. I just don't want the government to have a say over my reproductive rights.
And yet, and to
Um,
back you up, I want to clarify my statement real fast. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to jump in and interrupt you, but when I say I'm pro-choice, I mean like if you don't want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you should have the right to do it, right? So like, it shouldn't be forced either way, is my opinion.
I just don't think a one size fits law can fit. I've read some horror. I mean, I've seen some horror stories. There was a woman that was on TikTok saying that she was pregnant with a headless fetus, and because she was
Yeah.
past 6 weeks and her levels were still going up. She was having issues. Basically, they were making her continue the pregnancy.
Oh yeah, I mean, and
So,
there's been cases of children being forced after having a incest type incident
yeah, I
where
don't really want to. I don't really like the. It's
Yeah.
definitely like I can see both sides, so it's like I don't really do the debates on that
Mhm.
Yeah, I
because it is
try.
a human life. It is a human life.
Yeah,
So
I try and reduce greatly by telling people I don't want to talk about SA in my life. That's just
Got you,
asking
my
for
bad, my
trouble.
bad.
Yeah.
I was just giving
Um,
an example.
but I know what you're saying. I know I'm not mad that you brought it up. I'm just saying when we're
Yeah, no,
talking
it
about
can get dicey.
when
Yeah.
we're talking about pro-life and anti-abortion. What I'm talking about is heterosexual, consensual sex pregnancies only. That's all I'm talking
Okay.
about. And the majority of abortions are for selfish reasons because
Yeah, but there 91% of them are done before 12 weeks, and there's no form of sentience that's even formed before 23 weeks. So I mean, but it is.
well,
I'm not saying it's not a human life. It is, but
it is a life.
it's such in a
But I don't
beginning stage of development. Um,
I
it
don't
can't
like the whole
the
sentient
fetus cannot
argument.
even obtain any type of thoughts or anything at that point in the
I
pregnancy.
don't like the sentient argument. The whole thing that makes me disgusted by that argument is you're saying that it's okay to murder the life because it's not sentient, but it's not the baby's fault that it was created. It's the man and the woman that laid down and had sex consensually. They knew the risk involved before they had sex. If the mother brings the baby to full term and the father doesn't want it, whether or not he wants it, he's still going to pay for it whether he wants it or not. Now, when Roe v. Wade was overturned, all they did was give women the exact same right men have always had, which is none. So they equaled it. So now women have no right to paternity
Yeah, but
discussion.
the child being in the woman's body is much different than a man having to be there for his children.
It doesn't change the fact that if the man if the woman brings the child before term, knowing that the father doesn't want to be a part of it, and then has the nerve to come after it for child support, she is null and void. The point is, if the father doesn't want to be a part of the child's life, he has to pay for it, whether he wants to or not. So when Roe v. Wade was overturned, men have never had the right to paternity discussion or whether or
So
not the
now,
baby
because
is born.
both the man and the woman are both now going to be forced, that somehow makes it better that men are forced for you. That's
Men have always been forced.
But men are forced to pay for children that are already here.
It don't
That they don't
that
have to
no.
pay when a woman is pregnant. The man is not
Okay.
responsible for
Okay,
anything.
you're not hold on. Let me explain it a little bit clearer. My point is about accountability only. Focus on the accountability. When a father or sorry, when a man impregnates a woman, he is going to be held accountable no matter what, whether he wants to or doesn't want to be held accountable. The woman, on the other hand, she could drop the baby off at a fire station, abort it, adopt it,
A
whatever
man could
she
do those
wants.
same. A man,
Hold
if he
on.
had
Hold
custody of
on.
the child,
Please
could
let
drop.
me finish. Please let me finish. She could adopt, abort, throw the baby in a dumpster, put it at a fire station, put it at a police station. She could do whatever she wants with that baby and not be held accountable for it. The father, on the other hand, can't do that. If he does any of those things without the mother's consent, they will go after him. It's child abandonment because if the mother doesn't agree to it, it's child abandonment. The point is, when Roe v. Wade was overturned, they gave women the exact same rights men have always had, which is none. So now you, as a woman, don't have a right anymore. You will be forced to raise that child.
Oh my goodness! Listen, usually I don't like to have pro. I don't like to have this argument because I can understand the pro life argument that I'm having, but I don't understand your argument at all. You're just saying because women are forced now, men should be forced, even though men don't get pregnant,
No,
don't have to
when
be
Roe v.
pregnant.
was overturned, the federal government gave away the right to choose because they didn't want a part in it. So they gave it to the states. Then the states decided, you know what? I want to stay the fuck out of this. So they
I
gave
just
the
got a
right to
phone
the
call. I just
voters.
got a phone call, and I have to answer it. And it's. I just got a phone call. I'll be back.
All right. All right. We'll see you when you get back. Good Lord, pro-choicers will argue with a wall. They don't get it. Josie, was I being clear enough in English?
I mean, I'm trying to understand it. I understand that the federal government wanted no part, so it was overturned to the states for their discretion. But you kind of lost me on the other half.
Okay, let me go further. The states wanted no part in it either. They turned it to the voters. The voters chose. And in over 40% of all the states, voters voted for abortion. The others voted against it. And in your state, if the state doesn't allow abortion, you need to blame the voters, not men, not the government, not the state, not the federal government. You need to blame the voters because women and men voted, regardless of color, regardless of gender. We all voted. So when before Roe v. Wade was overturned, women just had the freedom to willy nilly go out and murder a child, correct?
Why is it
An
murder?
abortion. Am I correct? Yes or
What
no?
what makes killing and murder? What's the difference between that? Do you know?
Let me we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm not debating. I'm trying to make a point. Isn't
I
it
mean,
true before
the
Roe
point
v. Wade
requires
was
you
over?
to define
Okay,
things.
don't interrupt me or I'll kick you.
I mean, that's a
I'm in the
lot of
middle of
words to say
talking.
you're an incel, buddy. Like,
I'm
I
in
get
the
it.
middle of
I
talking.
get it.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. And you can be bitch made.
Yeah, and you're a bitch yourself. Anyways, before Roe v. Wade was overturned, women had the freedom to go out and willy nilly have an abortion without any question. Now it's different. To the states that don't allow abortion, men have never had the right to force a woman to bring a baby to full term. They've never had the right to choose whether or not a baby is born. Now that Roe v. Wade was overturned, to the states that don't allow it, women were given the exact same rights men have always had, which is no rights to choose. So if you lay down and you have sex and you get pregnant, you're going to bring that child to full term, regardless of what you think or how you feel. Or you could leave your state and go live in a state that does allow abortion. But you have to look at accountability. Roe v. Wade gave women equal rights to the paternity that men have always had, which is none. Does that make better sense? Josie?
I'm still trying to. I'm like in the middle because men can sign documents to opt out of ever giving
That's
anything to
not
a
true.
woman
That's not
through the
true.
courts.
Especially not in Kansas. Men cannot sign their rights away to avoid paying child support, especially in the state of Kansas. So that's not true. Sorry. There's a lot of states where that is not true. Not all of them, but the majority of states, a man cannot sign his right away to avoid paying child support. They just can't do it. I know you've heard me. I know you have heard in multiple lives me play that on my Google Home, and I'll do it
hey,
again if you.
hey, Google.
Hold on, let me turn on my Google Home and I'll play it again for you. I love having Google Home because sometimes it reads it, other times I have to read it for you. Because it'll say I found a I found a I did a Google search or something, but sometimes it reads it too. All right. It's turning back on. My cat's unplugged it. All right. Hey, Google, can a man sign his rights away to avoid paying child support in the state of Kansas?
On the website rockbabies.com, they say, and indeed, it is arguably because of both this common law duty and statutory duty that courts in Kansas have made it clear that a parent cannot simply elect to relinquish their rights by signing them away to avoid providing financial support for a child. People also ask me, what is involuntary relinquishment of parental rights in Kansas?
Google Home.
Want to hear the
Google
answer?
Home. Sometimes she won't shut up. Did you hear that?
Yeah, for Kansas.
But I found these results on search.
Hey, Google Home. Google Home. Hey, Google Home. Very simple.
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right.
Hello.
What's the topic?
There's a whole list.
Well, I see the list, but what were we talking about?
Josie was saying that men can sign their rights away to avoid paying child support. That's not true.
It's not true in most states, actually.
Yeah, that's not true.
I just want to say about the point that you were saying before that, now women are having the same rights that men do.
Which is none.
I don't understand that argument. Why would you need to have equal rights over something that's not equal?
Hold on, time out.
Wait, what?
I seriously hear a woman say, why would you need equal rights?
No, I said, why would you need equal rights over something that's not equal?
What is not equal about paternity?
A man is not carrying the baby, the woman is.
Doesn't matter.
But that makes it not equal. That makes it not equal, so why would the rights need to be equal?
Let me be clear how your argument just shot itself in the foot. Because if a woman brings a child to full term and she doesn't want the man in the child's life, or the man doesn't want to be a part of the child's life, he's going to pay support for that child regardless of whether she wants him to or not.
And that should also not be the law.
Let me tell you something.
A man cannot decide whether or not a child is born. A woman can before.
And at that time, that man is using his bodily autonomy to provide money for that child for the 18 years that he has to.
And as I said, that should also not be the law. No one should be forced to have a child that they do not want.
My sperm, my choice. But
it's not your body, though.
It's
not
crazy
in your body.
The logic to me is crazy because you're saying you shouldn't be forced to have a child. So you're already admitting that it is a child in the womb. And
no,
you guys are okay
a man
with
is not paying
just
child support for a fetus, is he? He's paying child support for a child.
Hold on, what's the definition of a fetus?
I don't care if it's a child or a fetus, to be fair.
Why do you not care?
What's the definition
if it's
of a
inside
fetus?
someone else's body, it doesn't matter. It can be a child. I don't care.
An offspring of a human or other mammal in the stages of prenatal
Hey, Google
development.
Home. It's a human offspring. So
Did I deny that? I literally just said I do not care if it's a baby or not. It's inside the mother's
body. So you're using the same mentality that they used in eugenics.
That is not the same at all. Eugenics is forced.
It absolutely is. You are dehumanizing.
No,
you are dehumanizing somebody just because of their stage of development. Yes, you are.
You are so incorrect. Eugenics is forced and on a large basis. It's not an individual choice. That's not what eugenics is.
Feminist movement argument.
It's the same thing. If you're dehumanizing things. Yes, you are.
I'm not dehumanizing it. I didn't say a fetus is not a human.
What the government has done is they have dehumanized a fetus to the point where you guys are now thinking that it is not even a human being. You're like,
I
oh, it's
literally
just a
have
clump of
just said,
cells.
I've
It's
just said
just that.
100
It's
times
just
that it's
that.
a
So it's
human.
That you
okay.
It's a
don't
human.
care.
I do not
That
care.
you
It's
don't
okay
care.
then to unalive it and not care about it having the ability
I
to
just
have
said
life.
it's a human.
Okay,
Someone's
everybody
right to
stop. Everybody
life
stop.
does not
Everybody
take someone
stop.
else's bodily
Hey,
autonomy away.
stop. I'm going to talk to whatever the girl's name with the squirrel or snail or whatever
The
the hell
snail.
this is.
Okay. I'll mute. I'm sorry.
I'm going to ask a question.
Yep.
Snail, whatever it is, do you know what accountability is? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. What are the two risks involved in having sex?
Obviously, there's many risks. There's more than two.
No, what are the two main risks?
Well, I know you're going to say one is pregnancy. I don't know what the other one you're
It's
thinking
called
might be.
STD.
CDs.
It's
Okay,
very
that's
simple.
not the only two.
That's the main two risks. That's the main risk.
Okay, continue.
So those two risks, and we aren't talking about SA on this live. We're talking about consensual sex. So don't even use that. I'm not even playing
But
that.
why are we disregarding that?
Do what?
Why are we ignoring that?
Because it's a very small
Because that
percentage.
accounts for less than 2%
Regardless,
of all
it doesn't
abortions.
matter.
That's why.
So they still shouldn't get the right. Because if you ban
No.
abortions, you ban all abortions.
We aren't talking about that in this live. We're talking about consensual sex only.
So you're going to ignore stuff that does not fit your narrative.
No,
Is that what
I'm
you're
not
saying?
ignoring it. It's less
You
than
are ignoring it.
No.
2% is still
count for
people.
less than 2%
It doesn't matter.
of all abortions.
It does not matter. There's still
Yes, it does
abortions.
matter.
It still happens.
That means
Ma'am,
that
it matters. We're talking about
98% of
elective.
all abortions are for selfish reasons only.
So you're ignoring it. Okay, got you. Carry on.
No, I'm not ignoring it. I know it
You are.
exists, but you are just arguing to argue. Stop
You're
arguing
ignoring
and
it.
listen.
But continue your point.
Only on the consensual sex side. Accountability is what we're talking about. When an adult man and an adult woman have consensual sex with or without protection, the risk is still there of pregnancy and STD. So when you are in a consensual sex situation and you get pregnant, you shouldn't be able to go out and just kill it just because you want to party and ride the cock carousel. You should raise that child and be accountable for it. Period. You chose to lay down. You chose to spread your legs. The man and the woman should be accountable for it. Period.
And what about when the mother's life becomes in danger?
See, you're trying to find.
No, because you're saying it's
loopholes.
you can't just ignore
That's
things that do not fit what you're saying.
We're not talking about medical.
Yes, an abortion is an abortion. It doesn't matter
You're
why. It's an
talking about
abortion. It's all the same.
non-medical,
Every-
non-essay abortion.
It's all the same. You can't just ignore things that you don't
Listen.
like.
No.
Can you listen
cannot
for a second?
You cannot compare a consensual encounter to a sexual assault encounter. Those are
You cannot
not
ignore
the
one
same at
abortion
all.
for one reason and then allow it for another reason. That
No,
makes
they're
zero
not the
sense.
same.
It
Those
makes
are not
zero
the same.
sense.
No, those
It
are
doesn't
not
make
the
it.
same.
Okay, listen. So every single state in the United States has the medical exception. Every state does. If the mother's life is in imminent danger, that fetus does not have the right to kill the mother. Okay? That would be self-defense. Do you understand?
So does self-defense account for medical reasons or mental health?
She
No,
wants
not
to
mental
find
health.
a loophole
So
in
then why
every
not?
argument.
Why not?
Every argument.
Because mental health, it would not be an issue there.
Mental health is not an issue.
No, and the only real reason in early pregnancy
Mental health is
why
not an issue. It's an issue everywhere. Over
Well, that's what she was
80%
saying.
of
It's not an
women-
issue.
Over
Not an issue for
80% of women.
pregnancy.
Hold on. 80% of women are carrying around antidepressants. Mental health is an issue on both sides of the fence, men
Yeah.
and women.
That's not what I was saying. By the way, I was saying that I wouldn't accept that as a reason to unalive a human being
I
in the
agree.
womb.
I agree. I agree.
So if the mother is going to harm herself over this pregnancy, it's okay to force her to continue it.
I can't change whether she's going to harm herself for that
You
reason or
can
another
by
reason.
allowing her
Can
to
I?
have the rights to her own body. It's
No,
that
it's not
simple.
her body when
It's
she
not
kills
her
the
body.
baby.
The
That's the
fetus
problem.
is
It's
inside
not
her
her
body.
baby.
It is
No
not
one
It's
her body.
not her body. It's her baby's body she's
That's
killing.
inside hers.
It
She
don't
can.
matter.
She has the
Do
right to
you
remove
know
it from her body no
do
matter
you
what.
know that
No, it doesn't matter.
everything inside the woman's body that has to do with the baby growing is the baby's body, not her body.
That is a
The
crazy
tube
statement.
connected
That
to the
is
baby is the
insane.
baby's. The
Yep.
That
sac
is
is the baby's.
insane.
It's all the baby's
Well,
body.
you know that the
Not
The
her.
womb is
placenta,
not the baby's.
itself comes from the baby.
Okay, that also gets ejected. Like, what's your point?
It's the
Oh,
baby.
Doesn't stay
it's the
inside the
baby's
body.
body.
Because you're
Yes, so
killing
that
the
can both
baby,
the
not
baby
the
and the
mother.
placenta can get removed then. Better? Like what else?
Why do you feel like that is okay?
Because a human's bodily autonomy is above someone else's right to live.
And my financial autonomy is more important than your right to murder a child.
What? That didn't make any sense whatsoever.
Exactly. It don't make sense.
Yeah, because you're
You're
just
saying
speaking
that a
words. You're
woman
not
can do
even
whatever
making
the fuck
sense.
she wants without the man's permission.
Yeah, because the
A man should
baby's
have the
not in
right to
her
Hey,
your
okay,
live.
body.
ma'am,
A
ma'am.
Can you
man
carry
should
a
have the
baby?
right to a financial abortion. Period.
Yes. I've never said he can't.
Yes, I
I said a
actually
man
agree
should
with
not be
that.
allowed to pay child
I think
support
that
for
if a
an
man
abortion.
offers to pay for an abortion, he should never have to pay child support.
Well, of course you wouldn't have to pay child support if you paid for an abortion, you
If
genius.
he offers to pay for an abortion and she says no, and she has
You're a
any
fucking genius.
Yeah.
then she shouldn't have to pay child support.
If that wasn't one of the smartest things I've ever heard.
It makes perfect sense. I don't know what your
The
numbers
thing that
are.
bothers me about pro-choice arguments is it's all lacking all accountability on the woman. They take all accountability away from the woman.
No,
All
It's not about
accountability is
accountability. It's about
yes,
the
deleted
right
you
to
don't
bodily
realize what
autonomy.
causal obligation is.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
Snail, when do you think life begins?
Bro.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor, and
The
I
Bible
don't think it's
says
really
birth.
relevant.
It happens
The
when
Bible,
the
no, the
egg
Bible
and
does
the
not say
sperm
birth.
meet.
The
Period.
Bible,
I literally
The Bible
saw
is
it.
pro-abortion, so let's
meet
not use the
life.
Bible.
okay,
Fact.
When
listen.
the sperm enters the egg, life begins.
Then
That's
every
not even
time
when
you
conception
then every time you
begins.
ejaculate, it should be illegal unless it's going
No,
into a
genius,
woman.
That is
because that's a
ridiculous,
sperm
Spooky.
cell. That is a sperm cell, not an
cannot have
organism.
life without an egg.
And it's a human, isn't it?
A
No,
sperm
no,
cell
it's not.
can never become
No.
anything
That's your
but
logic.
a
The
sperm cell.
sperm. Everybody
It's a
on the
little
everybody
pea-sized
stop.
fetus.
Everybody stop.
Spooky?
Everybody stop.
Spooky, a sperm cell can never be
Stop.
anything but a sperm.
Stop. A sperm is nothing but a seed, and the woman's egg is the soil. The water, the man is nothing but the seed. The
Which
woman,
is why she should have the right
woman,
to.
I swear to God, stop talking when I talk. The woman's egg is the soil, the water, the sun, everything. The man is nothing but the seed that is put in the ground to grow.
So why do they
Period.
get a choice in it?
Well,
Why do
Spooky,
they get a say?
listen,
If that's
Spooky,
all it
if
is.
what Spooky is saying is that men should be charged for unaliving every time they ejaculate, that's ridiculous. That's like charging us women every month for having a period. Now,
Yeah.
knock it off.
That's how ridiculous the argument of pro-life sounds.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Yes, it does.
Pro-life
once
values
people
life.
have
You
children.
value
Hold on.
murder.
Can I say something real quick?
I
You
value
guys, can I
self-defense.
say something real quick? I
Because
think that
once the
pro-life.
two meet,
Okay.
right, there becomes an absolutely individual set of DNA created that will never be created again. It's a brand new human life. The second that sperm and egg meet, that is what makes it different. Do you understand?
I don't see why that's relevant, to be fair.
It's a human.
And self-defense is valid. Do you not believe in
Right.
self-defense
Well,
laws?
yeah, we've already said that self-defense is valid. You're
That's
trying
an
to skip.
individual human.
No.
That's
But
an
because
individual human that you're killing.
but
Why
but
is
you
that
know what
okay?
you know what we can do? We can relate to both this inside the womb and outside the womb. You're just trying to justify taking someone's life, no matter your inconvenience, your mental health, or whatever
Yep.
thing is going on in your life. That's how you're justifying it.
Yes, because someone's bodily autonomy is
Okay,
more
what if
important
all
than
of a
someone
sudden,
else's
okay,
life.
let's say I have a 2-month-old, okay, they're still using my bodily autonomy like crazy
No,
at
they
2
are
months old.
not.
Yes, they are.
Do you know you can
Snail,
put your
how
baby
old
up for
are you?
adoption?
You
Adoption's
Snail,
a
do know I
thing.
have to
Snail,
use my
how old
body.
are you?
I
Huh?
have to use my body to even transfer that,
Snail,
okay?
how old are you?
I am 22.
Okay,
Same.
have you ever had sex? Yes or no?
Why do you need to know
She's probably had a
what
lot
I'm
Yes
of
or
them.
doing?
no? Have you ever had sex?
I'm not answering
You shouldn't be
questions about my
punished with a
personal
child.
life. That's such a weird
Oh my
question.
God, you cannot use a child as a punishment.
That's what taking away abortion is doing.
What?
You're
No
saying
one's.
that if
What are you
Oh
talking
my
guys,
about?
God.
No, it's not. So what? So getting an
okay,
abortion is a
girl
get
up
out of
top,
jail
your
for free card?
Ivana pump and the host have not been
Then
letting
you
me
need
talk
to
at
go
all.
apologize to your parents that they gave you life.
My parents
Say,
have
I'm
been raising
sorry
me
Aw,
that you
Spooky,
since
gave
I'm
I
me
so
was
life
sorry.
15.
because I'm
I
a
raised,
waste of
listen,
time
pipe
and
down.
money on
Aw,
you.
Spooky.
So you're not
I have been
pro-life.
raising
You're
myself since
pro-birth.
I was 15. I am one of those
No,
children
I'm
that should have been
pro-life.
aborted. Abortion needs to be legal.
Abortion
No.
Pro-life
needs
is
to not
forcing.
be legal.
If I had an abortion, okay, if I gave a kid up for adoption, that kid would have all of my mental issues.
That's not
Spooky.
true.
That's
That's
That
not
your
is
true.
true.
problem.
If,
No,
if
that's
it's
not
That's
if
your
true.
problem.
Citation, please.
I'm just
what?
wondering.
I've got
Do
a
you not
question.
realize that mental problems literally get
Hey,
passed
all I'm
down?
asking is for the citation. If you know it, and it should be that easy to answer, right?
No one
A
else
It's
is giving
actually not
citation
fucking
for
true.
what?
citations.
A citation for what?
She's claiming
Exactly.
that
Not all
her
mental.
mental health issue is going to pass down to her child no matter what.
It
Hey,
will,
That's
yes.
does
absolutely
Mental
a
health
false.
is
mother's
genetic.
mental health pass on to the child?
Unless it's
It's
caused by
false.
trauma, mental health
On the
issues, not
website
all mental health issues are genetic, but some of them
It's
are.
ncbi.nih.gov, they say
false.
if the mother
What
is
you're
stressed during
spewing is
pregnancy, the
false.
chances
And
that
what you're
increased risk of
spewing that
symptoms of
abortion is
anxiety and
murder is
depression,
false.
attention
No,
deficit,
it's not.
Yes,
hyperactivity
it is.
disorder,
It's
It
opinion.
doesn't
autism,
even matter if it is. That's the
Look
thing.
up
It doesn't
the
matter.
there
definition
can be
of
other
murder
problems,
and then
including
tell
asthma
me
and preterm
Do you
how
delivery.
want to
it
look up the
doesn't.
definition of murder for me?
Have you
Look it
ever
up.
seen an
Yes.
abortion happen?
I've seen.
Have you seen the video of an abortion?
An abortion
It's
pill is just
disgusting.
like a miscarriage.
No, no,
Yes.
they rip the
Yes, it
baby's
is.
Yes, it
arms.
is.
They rip
That
the
happens
baby's
Clearly,
very,
legs
clearly.
very
off.
A
rarely.
pill. A
No,
Very
pill.
stop
rarely.
talking. Stop talking.
You're spreading
You're
They,
spreading
misinformation.
false
no, I'm not.
information.
I've
Yes,
watched
you
the
are.
video.
On
I've
another
watched
Yeah, who
pill,
full
uploaded it? Who
abortion.
there is an
uploaded it?
abortion procedure and then there
Stop
is a pill.
talking. Jesus Christ. One fucking microphone at a time. When I talk, you listen. That's how this works. When you talk, we listen. Everybody in the comments, everybody in the boxes can't hear 50 different people talking at the same time. When I talk, you listen. Period.
When I talk, I get cut off.
When I talk, you listen. Stop. Now, I have watched some full-term abortions, and it's disgusting. The doctor goes in with a tool and rips the baby's arms off, the legs off, everything off, and destroys the baby inside the womb. It's disgusting.
I didn't say anything about
Notice
the
how you said
procedure.
full term.
I was talking about a
I've
pill.
seen a lot of abortions on video.
You've
Have
never
Yeah,
seen
who's
an abortion
uploading them?
pill. A
Spooky.
pill is not the same.
Spooky. The pill deprives the baby of all of its nutrients. It
Then how
starves
is
them
that?
to death.
Then how is that anything like the procedure that you're talking about?
Do you want me to
Okay,
starve you to
Spooky, how
death?
old are you?
Maybe. I'm also. I already said my age.
The
I am
baby
22.
can't
No,
feel anything at
Spooky,
the
how
time
old are
abortion
you?
pills are
I
having.
said
Would
my
you
age
like
already.
me?
I am 22.
I was talking to Snail, not you. So you're both 22?
Yes, that's why
Yeah.
I said same. I'm also 22.
Okay. Well, have you ever had sex?
Yes, and that does not mean
Okay.
that I should be forced to
When
have a
you
baby.
had sex, was it consensual? Yes or no?
Not every time, no.
No.
It's just such weird questions to be
Please
asking
let
random
me
people.
talk to her. Stay out of it.
Someone is so fragile.
No, you're pissing me off because you're being rude.
Because you're fragile.
When
Now you're
all right, you're out. Goodbye.
Hi.
Go be disrespectful.
Why are you
to
kicking
someone
her?
else.
Because he's fragile, that's why. He can't handle
Girl,
opposition.
follow me.
No, I ain't fragile. I'm all about respect. You want to come in here and have opposing arguments, I'm okay with that. But when you use personal attacks and bullshit like that, you need to go somewhere else because you ain't doing it here.
No
Respect
one's attacking
the host,
anything.
period.
I have not been being allowed to like
I
speak a
wasn't
whole lot.
talking to you. I was
Okay,
talking
and you're
to
still
Steph.
cutting me off as I'm saying that I'm not being allowed to talk.
I was talking and you cut me off. Let me finish. When I asked you about whether or not you had sex, during the times that everything was consensual, did you know that there's a risk involved that you could get pregnant? Yes or no?
Yes, even whenever I was on birth control, because
Okay.
birth control
The
can fail.
point is, we are talking about accountability only. You know damn well that a man cannot sign his rights away to avoid paying child support. You as a woman shouldn't have the freedom to go out and kill it just because you don't want it. We give women the right to do what they want. We don't give men the right to do what they want. You want equality, you should give equality.
May I
You
ask a
should be held
question?
just as accountable as a man is to be held accountable. Period.
Which
May
is
I ask a
why
question to Spooky?
Can I answer what he just said real quick?
Yes.
Okay. I would not, if I financially was looking for, if I had sex with a man and I was going to have a child and he didn't want to help me pay for it, I wouldn't make him pay for it. I would be
But
aware that
that
I
don't
could go get
matter.
an
That
abortion.
when you go and get resources like food stamps, cash assistance, or housing assistance, or any government assistance whatsoever, if you ever applied for it, even if you didn't want to go after the father, they will go after the father. And I've proven this.
Well, then maybe we should be teaching, like, boys not to have sex with girls they don't want to have babies with.
No, we
No?
need to teach women to choose better who they have sex with.
Why?
In the end, it ultimately falls on you. You
Why
are
is
the
it
one
only
having
the
the
women?
child.
Hold
It's
on.
the men
Exactly.
too.
Okay, then exactly.
Who
Then which is
decides
why.
who has sex?
Hold on.
Who
I think
Women should
decides
be the
whether
only
you have
ones.
sex or not?
Which is why women
It
should be the
falls.
only ones. Determining.
The woman determines who she has sex with. Period. The
May I ask
woman
Spooky a
decides
question real quick?
dumbly.
It
She's
falls.
very stupid about the men
It
she
falls on
chooses.
them both.
May I
The
ask her a question
responsibility
real?
falls on both.
Go ahead.
Y'all, can you let this woman talk?
Then I'll shut up.
I really just have a question
The
for her.
responsibility falls on both.
Spooky. So let's say you fall pregnant, right? And the man wants to have that baby.
Okay.
Are you still able to just go without, without his
Like to go have an abortion
consent
without
or whatever
If you
to go
go
have an
have an
abortion?
abortion, even though your partner doesn't want you to, then yeah, that might be like you're like not that you don't care about their feelings a whole lot, but at the end of the day, I need to care about my feelings.
But you don't care about
That's the
men.
problem.
That's the problem.
We don't care about the men? Is that what you
No,
said?
you don't care about men. You only care about yourself.
But some men also get into marriages with and then they have children and then they just leave.
Can you stop finding loopholes when we come
You
to
guys
an
keep doing that. You
understanding?
specifically
No,
keep finding loopholes.
No, I'm not finding a loophole. That was
I'm
literally
talking
just
to the host.
No, listen.
a question.
When we finally found a ground here where you agree that it's wrong that a woman does it without even talking to the man, you then find a loophole. You're like, well, it's okay because of this. No, it should be wrong, and then
still
we
her
should
body.
talk about that.
It's not her body, though.
Not her body.
It is, though. It is, yeah.
No, it's the baby
If
she's
it's
killing.
physically
not-
inside of my body.
Why does
That is the
location matter?
dumbest argument
Why does
ever.
location matter?
Yeah, why does
That
location
was
matter?
a weird
It's a
question.
secondary.
No,
Because
no,
if
it's
I
not.
don't want it,
Not
if
supposed.
guys,
Not
real quick,
supposed.
John, you're lagging really hard. But what was I about to say? Hold on, I had a
Good,
really good point
good
there.
deterrent for losing an argument.
Okay,
You're.
if something is inside of your body and it is unwanted, it is by definition a parasite.
No, it
And it
No.
is
ain't.
not.
Look up
No,
the
Okay.
definition
no,
of a
Spooky.
no.
parasite.
You're not calling
Look
Spooky,
it
up
a
the
spooky,
definition of a
parasite.
parasite.
spooky.
No,
The
no.
definition of a parasite has to be a different species.
Look up the
Hey
definition of a
Google, what's
parasite.
the definition of a parasite?
It's of a
Look
different
it up.
Hey,
species.
The
Spooky.
definition of parasite: an organism that lives in or on an organism of another species, its host, and benefits by deriving nutrients at the other's expense.
Of another
Another
species.
Weird,
species.
because I've looked that up so many
That's a
times to prove my
different
point. Hey,
species.
okay, I've looked that up
It's not
multiple.
the same
Oh,
species.
I love
So
it.
just concede, Spicky. Just concede and say, okay, I'm wrong.
Can I just say what I was gonna say real quick?
No,
No,
I need to
no,
concede.
you're gonna let me talk now because when
Oh,
you
so you're gonna let
have
me
the
talk now,
nerve,
even though you're
when you
complaining
have
that
the
I bite.
audacity, when you have the audacity to call a baby a parasite, you disgust me.
That's when it
I don't
becomes
care if I
eugenics.
disgust you. Men who want to dictate women's bodies disgust me. Women who
No, I
support
want you to
that
be
shit
accountable
disgusts me.
for your own choices and bad decisions.
Okay,
That's
but
what I
just because
want.
I have sex or get raped doesn't mean I should have to be forced to have a fucking child.
We ain't talking
Spooky.
about
But it
grape in this
happens.
live. We
It
ain't
doesn't
talking about
matter.
grape.
It
It
doesn't
does matter.
matter.
It's my rule. It's my life. You will respect my my life.
Okay, that's your toxic masculinity coming out.
No, it's not toxic masculinity. It's called respecting community guidelines. You
Okay,
can't talk about rape in this live.
then don't
Sorry,
call it that.
not
Call it
happening.
SA like we do.
Well, and also
SA, we
exceptions
are
can't
not
make the
talking
rule.
about
We can't use
SA in my
exceptions
life. Do you
to make
want to
the rule.
respect the
You can't
rules?
make
Yes or
exceptions, but
no?
you guys always are the ones talking for
Yes
that
or
shit.
no? Are you going to respect my rules? Yes or no?
It depends.
No, there is no depends. Answer me right now. Are you going to stop talking about SA, yes or no?
Ooh.
Your lack of an answer tells everything.
There's somebody else that's trying to get in as well. I think her name is Proud Cat. Ooh, she dropped.
No, I kicked her.
Yeah.
If you're not going to respect my rules, which are community guideline rules in TikTok, saying the R word can get you banned. She said that word 10 times, and I told her we are not going to talk about SA in my live. I don't talk about SA abortions. I don't talk about SA at all. I don't want to be a part of it because I don't want to be booted. If you don't respect my rules, you can go somewhere else and yell that word off the top of your lungs all you want and get them in trouble. But don't come into my live and not respect my rules.
Host, can I ask a question real quick?
Go ahead.
You know, this is what goes through my mind when I hear a woman call their baby a parasite. You know what goes through my mind? Like, where is your motherly instincts? Do these women have any motherly instincts? Any nurturing instincts? How can you be so detached that you call a baby a parasite? Like, I don't get how women could be so detached and yet they're supposed to be so nurturing and loving. It makes no sense to me. Isn't it kind of shocking?
It just makes it easier for them to take their life by dehumanizing it.
No,
Yep.
you're exactly right. They
Oh,
justify, they
it's a baby.
dehumanize it by calling it a cluster of cells or something to change the
Listen,
fact.
that's why I say it's like Germany, 1933, all over again. That's what they are doing to these people. They're making them believe that it's just a clump of cells or it just looks like some weird yolk sac. And it's absolutely absurd and untrue. These are
That's
human
true.
beings.
My last name's Goldman. That's a very strong Jewish name. I'm aware of what they did to the Jewish community in 32. They dehumanized them first. so they can
Before you
Absolutely.
justify
ask
what
that,
they can justify
Post,
their behavior. You're right.
Yep.
Before you drop that last guess, I really wanted to ask because she kept saying parasite. You know, parasite takes, but it doesn't give back. An unborn child gives back. It does.
Yeah,
And
Absolutely,
but
product lover.
it
They give
very
us
clearly
so
said in the definition, it said a parasite is of another species,
right.
not
And
same
they give
species.
us those stem cells that are able to fight off infections like
mm-hmm.
superpowers, okay?
Right.
They are
Right. And I'm
amazing.
I'm pro life all the way. The only exception I give is medical.
Me too.
Uh, but yeah, I really wanted to debunk her, but I realized she was being disrespectful to the host. Host, I wish I had your gut to say don't talk about SA or, or anything, but it keeps going in my life.
Like
But
I'm being very clear about that rule because for one, I have done the research.
hmm
SA and medical accounts for less than 2% of all abortions.
right,
Let me dive deeper on that. That means that 98% or more
right,
of all abortions are for selfish reasons only.
yep, yep,
Period.
I agree.
You
Yep,
can't argue it.
yeah, I agree. I mean, is there any pro-choicers in the box or in the camp, or are we all pro-life up here?
I'm pro life.
I think it became all pro-life.
Wow, I come in and everybody becomes pro-life.
I
Yeah,
think they see this as an inconvenience to their life, and they try to find a million ways to justify it. But it's just an inconvenience, and
Right,
that's what's happening in the majority of cases.
Let's
right,
call
do
a
you know
spade
what,
a
like,
spade. Let's call a spade a spade. What they're arguing is they want the freedom to go out and ride the cock carousel all they want. And then let's let them do that. Let's let them go out and have sex with as many men as they want. That's okay for them, but most men ain't going to want them when they're done and they're ready to settle down.
I
But let's
agree.
be clear. You see every day on TikTok and YouTube women in their 30s and 40s bawling their eyes out, regretting not finding a man when they had the chance to at their highest sexual market value. Between 18, between the ages of 18 and 26 is when women have the highest healthy rate of being pregnant. After 26, the risk of pregnancy goes excruciatingly high. So, to women who complain about risk of pregnancy, have a baby when you're young. Don't wait till you're 40 or 50. Do it young. Jesus Christ.
I will say too, for all the people who think that a baby is such an inconvenience to them, right? I
Don't
promise
have
you,
sex.
once you become a mother or a father, you're going to realize that baby is nothing of an inconvenience. It will be everything to you. And you will be so happy that you had that baby.
I've only had one child, and I was scared shitless when he was born because I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to afford to raise him or anything. The
That's
children
a normal
after
feeling.
they're born, the children after they are born, they bring so much joy into your life. Just watching them grow is amazing. Your whole world changes.
Absolutely. And you will never, ever think, oh God, I wish I wouldn't have had that baby. You'll never think that.
And you will never have a mother or a father that loves their child ever say they are pro-choice. Ever. They will never say abortion is perfectly normal. Kill all their babies. That's
Well,
what
if hey Cass, if I go live tonight, I'll be also baking. My ingredients that I had ordered took me to they kept saying it wasn't in stock, wasn't in stock. It finally came in the day that I have to get it returned in.
No.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So I
Yeah.
have to throw it in the freezer, let it cool, and then I have to make my fondant. I have to make the filling. So it's gonna be a long freaking night.
Well, we got your back, girl. We'll be there for you.
So, like I said,
Yeah, we'll be there. Dolphins and all.
I'm sure I'll be around there too.
One of these days, I want to go live and cook my my steaks and my 5-cheese chicken.
I'm just so mad why it couldn't come in yesterday because it needs to at least sit for.
There's someone new in the box.
having to
Hi,
do
Gray.
last minute stuff. Huh?
I think there's someone new in the box. Gray.
Ooh. Oh, it's Drury. Yo, Drury, what's up?
There.
That's bread flour, not. Oh my god.
I'm just waking up from a nap, so bear with me.
Give
No
me bread
problem.
flour instead of cake flour.
And
I will
Josie,
never deny. I will
are you
never.
pro-choice?
Hey! I will never say that pregnancy does not bring complications. I will never say that. What I will say that pregnancy is not so goddamn dangerous and crazy hard, because if it was, we would have national organizations out here for getting pregnant at all.
You can always put your child up for adoption. I mean, that's another choice versus
Oh, I
versus
hate debating
unaliving
the
it.
adoption argument.
What's that?
I said I hate debating that part because they get foster care and adoption mixed up. Oh, what about all these kids in foster care? Well, guess what? Foster care is completely different from
They're
had
two
nothing to do
different
with abortion.
systems.
And,
Two different systems.
they think that we're unaliving 8-year-olds.
One
We're
is
not.
for
I mean,
reunification
like
of a
literally.
family.
What was that?
One is hoping for reunification of the family. That's the foster care system. That's what they're hoping for.
I agree.
But
I
they're also
100%
thinking
agree.
of foster to adopt because those are the ones that are not able to reunify with their families.
Yes, but at
100%
that
agree.
point, they are usually older because when you look at infants that are under age 1, 99% of them are adopted.
Right. I agree. It just
There
really
are
irritates
so
me
many
when they do
And
families
that.
waiting
I'm
for a
not
child
saying
right
that
now
they're
that
the
can't
same
have one.
person.
30,
I'm just
36,
saying that the
36
foster
per,
to adopt may be what's causing the confusion.
it's 36 couples per baby born to adoption.
That's right. It's really high.
All right, so I want to point something out to all my haters. You all are right. I am a straight white male. I am pro. The majority of women don't want me. I'm terrible at debating. So y'all don't have to say it. I've said it for you. Problem solved.
Yes, hon, we just said that adoption and foster are not the same. That was the point.
Vegas girl, nobody is forcing anybody's beliefs onto anybody. We're telling you you're pro-life and you pro-choices are over here. I can't fake cry even if I try.
Ivana, I'm not educated in that. What is the difference between adoption and foster care?
Okay, so if you're going to go for an adoption, right, you will usually choose that while you're still pregnant. And you will set it up with sometimes with an agency, sometimes in a private matter, right? And a lot of
Okay,
times, even the pregnant woman will get all medical expenses paid. Sometimes they'll pay their living costs, their food, etc.
Hey,
Right?
if you're not talking, mute yourself
Oh,
because
I'm
we
sorry.
can't hear Ivana.
Could you hear me?
I
Yeah,
got you so far, right?
Okay, so they'll do all that stuff, right, for the adoption process to go through. And then at the hospital, the mom will then have usually the option to see the baby or not see the baby. And then you hand over your baby then to the people that you have picked out, right?
Right.
And even with an agency program, you get to pick the parents. It's like you have a lot of options when it comes to that. Now, foster care comes in a lot of times when CPS or something has to come
Oh,
in and take baby away. So if mom was an addict or baby was born, addicted to whatever type of
I
drug.
got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Right.
Or they come in even later in life and take away bigger kids because of abuse and stuff. And a lot of times, what the foster care system does is they'll put them with foster parents in hopes that the parents get rehabilitation and can then
Oh,
get their children back through the
okay.
court
I got you.
system.
That's and so when we're just talking about adoption, there are enough parents. How many to each child? You said 56?
36.
36.
36
And so really
cemetery.
there's no good argument that you couldn't carry your child to term and then and have it adopted out, right? I
Absolutely
mean,
not. And
Because if they
every
choose
child
to
who is
want to
born
have their
into
child for
adoption is
adoption, though.
adopted 100%.
I'm sorry, Dre, I'm sorry, huh? I missed what you said.
That's if they choose to want to put their child up for adoption. Because a lot of mothers who do get an abortion, they do regret having an abortion. So I don't think if they didn't get an abortion, they would necessarily always want to put their child up for
And I
adoption.
Oh,
also
I see
I
what
think,
you're
think
Joe,
there's a
saying.
that
lack
those
of
Right.
mothers
resources
who
available to
regret
these
it,
women.
I think those mothers who regret it would absolutely love having the ability to mother their child.
Yeah, there's something about, and certainly isn't for all women. I'm not saying that. But for some of the women I've known in my life, they were scared. They didn't want a baby. And all of a sudden, this baby's born. It becomes the center of their universe, the love of their life, the reason they
Uh-huh.
get up and breathe each day. I've seen it happen.
It happens all the time. Do you think that every parent isn't scared to like shitless?
Well, yeah, it's a scary thing.
You should be. You should be scared shitless because now you have this
It's a lot
whole
of
other human
responsibility.
being to take care of and be
Right.
responsible for and raise and turn them into the little people that you aspire them to be, right? Or that you hope that they will be.
Right.
Yeah. Obviously with their own little views, and I mean, and they're combative at times, and the teenage years are hell, but we all go through it. We all get through it. And at the end of the day, when you look at your kids, I hope that you all feel like you're proud if you're parents.
I have one son, and and one could say it was an accidental thing because it wasn't planned. But I'm going to tell you, I love nothing and nobody as much as I love my son. And it's a fatherly thing. It's not something my son earned. It just is. It's in
And
nature. And
you'll never feel
So,
anything else like it
Hold
in your
on, I
entire
wanna
life.
I wanna
my,
respond to Shark Week and to Lou. Shark Week goes, I'm confused as to why the women graped isn't being discussed. Their life, their mental health rights. Let's talk about this. You want to go talk about sexual assault? You have every right to do so anywhere else you want. In my life, we don't talk about it for the very simple fact that 98% or more of all abortions are not for medical, are not because of SA. So we are talking about the 98%, not the less than 2% of all abortions.
that
You want to
number is
go talk
actually
about
wrong. That's
SA?
reported
Go
numbers and
sing,
not unreported
go
numbers. So
sing
that
your
number is
heart out
actually
about
wrong.
SA all you want
Mm-mm.
somewhere else. Don't do it here. That's why we don't do it here. Now, Lou said something that is very true. Modern women are great at pretending to be victims and blaming men for all their own horrible decisions. Damn Skippy. That's all I got to say about that.
That's also true. Nobody goes to an abortion clinic to treat ectopic pregnancies. They find that out at the doctor's office, and the doctor then takes care of that. You do not need to make a special abortion appointment.
It's not the man's fault that you got pregnant. It is both your fault and his fault that you got pregnant. Stop blaming all men for you getting pregnant. You got pregnant because you were one night horny and decided to be a human being and you got pregnant. Well, as a human being, you have rules, you have guidelines, you have to be a human being. So your body does its natural thing, and it's not the man's fault, it's your fault and his fault. Period.
And these people do realize, right? When we're talking about abortion, we're talking about people calling the abortion clinic and scheduling their appointment, right? And then you go to a first appointment, then you have to wait 24 hours for the doctor to call you to make sure to go over all the regulations and everything. And if you're telling me I'm lying, please go and call and make an appointment.
Okay.
Because and most of them will not even touch ectopic pregnancies.
Mr. Kevin with 211 followers tells me that, or Karen, we have a Karen, I thought it was Kevin, has the nerve to say I'm weaponizing pregnancy. Someone give me any example of me weaponizing pregnancy. You have to dive deeper on that because that made no sense. I ain't weaponizing.
I don't know. Nowadays, everything is twisted and turned as, it's like everybody's so friggin' oppressed these days that everything that something is said is a form of oppression or attack. It's ridiculous. I don't even know what's happened to society. I ignore most of it. It's just, man. I'm a little older, so I have thick skin. So I don't take everything so personal. I'm from like that era where everybody wasn't butthurt and offended. So, I can't explain a lot of this stuff. Nor do I even care to.
Jeannie with the opposing argument is going to tell me how I'm allegedly using pregnancy as a weapon. Go ahead.
Pregnancy, there's a reason why they call, when you go to war, raping and pillaging. It's because rape is a form of a weapon onto a
that
woman.
word is not acceptable on TikTok.
How many times have I told you not to use that word?
Well, since this is my first time you talk to me, you don't need to talk to me like I'm a child. Okay, I'm apologizing. I used the correct term for.
We do not talk.
Yeah, but that is how it can be weaponized.
No. We are talking about the 98% of all abortions that are not sexual assault.
So you want an example of how it's weaponized, but when I give you an example, you say no.
I'm not.
You just said war is essay and pillaging.
I'm not weaponizing it.
That's ridiculous.
No, it is not ridiculous because it's a form of violence, and that's a show of weaponization.
That's a ridiculous argument, my dear.
But
that essay is
98%.
Okay, so you want to answer, but you don't care. I'll wait till y'all are done.
He doesn't want to talk about that on his channel. He's afraid of getting banned. Like you came in here just tossing that word around.
I already changed my language, so why are we still on that?
It's going to hurt him.
A question?
Okay, I moved on. I've already moved on from the R word.
No, you
I have a question for you. Okay, so let's just say your dad essays me, okay? Can I kill you?
Unalive. I gotta keep you guys in line here.
Sorry, can I unalive you?
Who are you talking to?
You, Janine.
If you were
I was planned, so that doesn't apply to me.
No, I'm asking you a question now.
If you were in Yvonne's belly after your dad essayed her, can she kill you?
I was planned, so that doesn't apply to me.
No, I'm saying out of the womb. I'm saying out of the womb.
But that doesn't apply to me because I'm planned.
I don't care. Right now, if your dad did that to me, may I come and unalive you?
What? That doesn't even make any sense. So if my dad sexually assaults you, should you be able to drive 4 states over for when my dad did it, and you should be able to unalive me? And that is pro-life how?
Because
no, she's
I'm punishing you for the acts of your father. I am taking your life for the acts of your father.
I thought the question is an example of SA being weaponized.
Okay, I'm going to ask it again. Yvonne, she's not going to answer your question.
Because it's irrelevant. It's nothing to do with the price of tea in China.
Okay, let's be clear.
It's absolutely relevant.
How have me, not other people, how have I in this live weaponized pregnancy? Because we ain't talking about SA, and that's what you brought up. So how have I weaponized pregnancy in this live? That
If
was
you're
the
making
whole point.
excuses for it, then you are. You're
I'm not
allowing it to
making
happen.
excuses.
You're not
I'm not making
acknowledging that it's real.
I'm not
No
So
making
one
if you're
said
not
SA.
acknowledging that it's a real thing, then you are weaponizing
no,
it.
No one
no.
said SA is a good
We
thing.
said it does
How?
happen. But I also said to avoid me being bananered, I don't want to talk about it in my live.
Oh, so you don't want to talk about a real thing that happens to women that leads to
Holy
this?
shit.
That's
Oh.
correct because there's particular words that TikTok
Oh,
picks
so we
up
just want to
on that
pick and
can get
choose
him
what arguments is good
banana. Do you
to just,
understand?
okay.
It's not because he
So we're
doesn't want
worried
the
about
subject. It's
getting
because
bananaed off of
TikTok.
an app,
I'm
but
gonna
not a
destroy
woman's
your
life. Okay,
argument.
I get that. Okay, we're
I'm
more
gonna
concerned
destroy
about
it.
an app
I'm
bananing
going
me
to
than
destroy
women's
your
rights. Okay.
argument.
You are
Stop
so
talking.
ridiculous.
I'm gonna destroy your argument right now. Because there are white people who do crime, should we kill all white people?
What?
It's a very simple
These are just
question.
silly. You
Because
guys are just reaching for
listen,
straws.
listen. Because one white person, or sorry, because a small persona of white people do crime, should we put them all white people in jail?
That's the silliest analogy
No,
because it
it's
doesn't
very
have to
simple.
do with
It's
why I
very
came up
simple.
here, which is
Yes or
weaponization of
no?
SA.
Yes or no? Should we put all white people in jail for the wrongdoings of a small percentage
Of
of
course
white
not. You
people?
know the answer to that because
Okay,
that's
then you
ridiculous.
have proven
Danae.
my point that you can't blame all men for SA. You
Who
can't
blamed all
use
men
that
for
argument.
SA?
Okay,
Who
you're
blamed
gone.
all men for
You're
SA?
gone. You are gone. You are so gone. God, that is the dumbest argument. God damn.
We thought we were putting this app before something very important. That's not what's going on. We just simply know that TikTok has rules,
When
and we have to abide by them.
when people don't listen to clear rules. Like you go to your job and they say don't cuss. Are you going to run in there and say, "Well, fuck this. I'm going to cuss if I want to. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you," and they fire you? Are you going to go crying to the Kansas Job Association for cussing? They fired you for cussing? No, because they're going to tell you how stupid you are. So when I have rules, follow them because there is less than 2% of all abortions that account for both medical and SA. So we are not talking about the 2%. When there are
That number's
more women
wrong.
murdering
That
children,
number is wrong.
no, that
That's
No,
is
it's
only
true.
not,
reported.
Stan.
That's
Nope,
very
that's only
true.
reported.
That's
That's not
very true.
unreported. That number is
Then
wrong.
show me a source. Show me a source because
I
I've
can
done my
show you a source
research.
that
I've
that
done my
shows you
research.
majority
I've
of
done
those
my
cases go
research. You're
unreported
wrong.
because of the
I'm right.
justice
You're
system.
wrong.
As a
I'm
victim
right.
myself, I can show
Until you
you a
show a
source.
source, I don't want to hear
I
it.
can show you a
Until
source.
you show a source, I don't want to fucking hear it.
I
Hey
can show you a
Google,
source.
how many abortions are due to medical?
I don't
Say
know.
medical, I'm talking about the other
How
situation.
many?
I can
Hey
show you a
Google,
source of
do you
unreported
know how to
and
stop
how
talking?
many
It
go
sounds like you have a problem
unreported
with that.
due to the justice
Hey
system
Google,
and
huh?
women being afraid to report because nothing gets done.
Do you ever shut up? Because it would be a good time
Do
now
you ever
to
not
break some sense.
listen?
Hey Google, how many abortions are because of medical?
I did not say medical.
I don't
You are
understand.
not listening.
I don't care what you're saying. Just stop talking. Hey Google, how many abortions happen due to medical reasons?
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
It says, let me find it here. Normally it just reads it to me. I have the sources in my WordPress. I just don't want to pull up my iPad right now. Less than 1% of all abortions account for medical abortions.
We weren't even talking about medical abortion.
This is what?
I wasn't even talking about medical abortions. I was saying
Yeah,
your
you
2%
did. I
number was
said both
wrong due to
medical.
unreported.
I said both medical and SA account for less
And
than 2%.
I said your 2% for the essay is wrong because
It's
of
very true.
unreported.
It's very true. It's very true.
That's
When a study
unreported.
says
That's
it,
not
it's
including
true.
unreported. You're
When
not listening.
multiple studies
That's
say less
only
than 1%
reported.
of all
You
abortions.
don't know the true number of
Okay, you're out.
unreported.
You're
Ma'am,
out, you
ma'am,
disrespectful cow. God
ma'am.
damn.
I just actually looked up the stat for 2023. Okay, and it is less than 1% is due to that reason that she is speaking about.
Like I
Less than
said,
1%.
like I said, when you account for both medical and both SA, it's less than 2%.
Yes.
That means 98% of all abortions are not because of SA, not because of medical. Jesus Christ. It's selfish reasons only.
It also says there on the 2023 report that SA is one of the highest reported crimes in the United States by day. But yet people, it's not just all of a sudden that happens to you and you're pregnant, okay? It's actually very rare for that to actually happen. And what I strive for women to do is if that happens to you, please go report it. Go to the hospital because they take measures to prevent that from happening before it happens, okay?
And to the people in the chat having the nerve to sit here and call me a child, let me tell you something. No, I'm a grown ass man with a brain and the right to decide what I believe is right and what's not right. What I believe is right is okay and not okay. You want to call me a child because I'm getting an attitude? No, I've said in my background, I'm terrible at debating. I do have a short fuse, but I get a short fuse when you're not listening to real life stats that are very clearly proven. She just proved it. Less than 1% of all abortions are due to SA. How many times do I have to say that before y'all in your brains do your own freaking research? I know you want it to be higher. I know you want it to be a higher so you can prove your point, but your point is mute. You are having abortions because you want to ride a cock carousel and not be responsible. That's all it
Facts.
is.
Facts. Big facts, Josh. Big facts. That is so the truth right there.
Why does the color of their skin matter? I don't care about color because that takes into account that's going to cause an argument of racism. I don't care. All I care about is all women are the 98% of all abortions, regardless of race, regardless of age, regardless of what they believe, is doing it because they just want to ride a cock carousel, party, have fun, enjoy life, wait till the 30 and 40, then cry and bitch and moan why nobody wants them. Well, it's probably because in your prime, when you were at your youngest, healthiest, most highest sexual market peak value, you didn't care about marriage. You didn't care about kids. All of a sudden, when you're 40 and lonely, now you care about having kids. But at the age of 40, the risk of you having a baby is so high, most men don't want you. And the men that you do want, hold on, the men that you do want that you rejected all the years, now they're in their prime at the age of 40, successful. They have money, they have wealth, they have status, they have jobs, they have a home, they can provide for a family. And now you want them, but they don't want you. You put them in the friend zone. So the men that you say, when women say they want a nice guy, check your fucking friend zone. That's where all the nice guys are. All the men you put in the fucking friend zone, that's the men that would treat you like a goddamn queen, and you know it. You just absolutely choose to date the jerks, the unreliable assholes, the guy that are wealthy. Those men want nothing to do with you. The average man would probably suck your left toe if you gave them the chance. But you don't give a shit about average men. You only count about wealthy men. And let's dive deeper. The wealthy man you're going to share. The man is going to cheat on you. These wealthy men are going to cheat on you. Period. And I'm not drinking beer, folks. Everyone in this live, Kylie, Josie, I don't know about anybody else, but they know all I drink is Coca-Cola every single day. So
It's
stop
always a
the
Coke.
argument that I'm drunk. I'm saying that a man that's in his 20-year-old can't bring the lifestyle that women expect. That's what I'm saying. Okay. 30 and 40. That's the whole argument that's all around the internet. Men in their 30s and 40s are highly sought after far more than men in their 20s. Yeah, but I don't want to bring up color. I don't want to bring up color.
Hold
I'm
on.
just talking about women in general.
That is true in the community. However, 45% of abortions are return abortions. Okay?
How many? How many?
45%.
They're
20?
right in the cock
I
here,
missed it.
though.
The
So
one,
they're
who is
good.
that, Ivana?
Yes.
Ivana, I'm sorry. One last time, I'll try to hear it.
45% of abortions done are repeat abortions.
Oh my
So,
God, you got to be kidding me. Is that a reliable source?
That's a
yes.
reliable source.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Hey, Google,
That's actually
how
from Planned
many
Parenthood
abortions are
themselves.
repeat abortions?
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know, but
I
I
never
found
knew
results
that.
on
That even sheds more light on the situation. That man, that's not a good
Here,
thing.
here is here is a source. Here is a
It's the
higher
same.
number. This was in 2014. It
I just
says,
said Planned Parenthood was the source.
no, I know. I'm reading something else.
Oh,
Hold
I
on.
was yelling at a comment. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Not you.
Which abortions parents have had prior abortion? It says in 2008, 50% of all patients reported having one or more prior abortions. That means that over 50% of abortions back in 2008 were repeat offenses.
Yep.
Wow,
And apparently the number has gone down by 5%.
that's wild. I didn't know that. That's wild.
And those are only women who are actually going to admit that they've had more than one.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right, right. Because
Because
how would you know? There's not exactly like a trail of records, right?
right, well, here in Minnesota, right, there are, so like Planned Parenthood would have a set of records or whatever, but there are, I think, 4 different big abortion clinics here in Minnesota that will do them. So if you travel to all 4, you would never have to tell the other one that you had
That's
one
that's what I was just
previously.
about to say. Yeah, think is that all you have to do is go to another location.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, because Kansas allows abortions. come to Kansas if you want to have abortions.
I'm sorry. I
I
know all
voted
this because
against it.
I was one of
I
those
voted
women. I
against
was I was actually 26 weeks pregnant with my son, and I was kind of just seeing what it would be like if I tried to go in and get the abortion, and they were all for it, and I was shocked.
Well, they don't make money if you don't get one.
I was just shocked by this, and I saw the whole procedure. I saw the what happens beforehand. So I let them do the ultrasound and stuff, right? And they do not let the women see the ultrasound. They
Right?
will not let you look at it because that will humanize your baby too much.
That's right. They don't make everybody. They don't make money by not doing the procedure. I mean, I hate to sound so cold, but the world is kind of that cold. It comes down to the almighty dollar in so many cases. It really does.
I don't
So
know
they're
how
not
they
going to
do it
discourage
anywhere else,
you.
but in California, they actually do let you see the baby on the sonogram, even the
I,
heartbeat and everything. I went
I'm
with a
only
friend,
talking.
and
I'm only
they
talking
they
for
showed her.
Minnesota.
Hey, can
Yeah,
I ask
California, they
everybody
will
in the
show
box
you,
a
and
question?
California goes all the way up to 9 months.
Okay,
Everybody in the
I'm only talking about Minnesota here. So
ev-
people who are saying in the comments, whatever, that's fine. I'm talking about
hey,
Minnesota.
everybody in the box. If you have gone live before, can you explain to me what I can do to prevent all this stuff from being cut off? Because according to Google, it says the size of a TikTok live is, let me go to Canva and show it to you.
Well, I can see your whole thing.
Yeah, I can see
Well,
it. I,
can
I
you
can see the
see?
whole thing.
But you can't see TikTok Overlord, can you?
Yeah,
They
definitely.
actually have apps that will
No,
make
you
can
can
make
see
it
I
fit
TikTok
can
overlords,
perfectly.
but you can see
I
TikTok
can see all of
overlords.
it.
Yeah, I can see TikTok overlords.
Oh, well,
Yeah, you can see the whole thing,
can
mate.
you tell?
It's
Can
changed.
you
It's
tell
changed. You
when I'm
moved it.
looking at my own live on my other account, I can't see TikTok Overlords?
Have you actually clicked on it though?
Yeah, I'm in my live. I'm sending it hearts.
No, I don't know, mate, but I know for a fact I can.
Oh,
I want an
okay.
iPhone.
I have an iPhone
Yellow
too. I can see it perfect.
You can
Yellow
see
Daisy,
TikTok.
you're just sitting there with your wheels spinning.
Is there a way to?
I did want to ask about like the women don't love me, and because it's something I feel like men should talk about more and then get women's advice. But
Well, I put that up there because I get a lot of haters, so I beat them to the punch. It says my haters are right. I am a straight white male. I am broke. Majority of women don't want me. I'm terrible at debating. What
no, but
they're
why have you
wrong about,
put that there though?
because that's what all my haters love to
He
say
put that
in the
there to
live.
disqualify himself because he has haters that say that to him all the time.
Right.
So he put that up to beat him to the punch.
Yep.
And I would never, no offense, ladies, I would never ask a woman for dating advice of this
Really?
person.
Because
They're
you
the
don't
best people
ask
to
a
ask, mate.
fish.
I don't know
No, they're
about
not.
that.
Because you don't ask a fish how to catch a fish. You ask a fisherman how to catch a fish.
Nah, like a fisherman will only know how to catch a certain type of fish. It's good to get like women's views, but not like not take the first like thought, actually question them on it, and then get down to like the actual nitty gritty. For sure, man.
I'm going to see if I can crop it and get it to fit better. When I'm live and I
Hold on.
don't have the side boxes, I can see it all. But when I have guest
I'm
boxes,
interested. I'm interested to hear what the females say about what what attracts them to like a possible man. Like the three main like
money,
attributes.
money,
Personality. Personality is
money.
for me, and how they treat me, but personality, good looks, and they do have to have a job.
Okay, so I can think of the good looks and and job, but how would you know personality like without even speaking to him for more than like 2 minutes?
You can totally tell somebody's personality in 5-10 minutes if they're funny, if they're insecure, if they're You can find out a lot about somebody in 10 minutes.
And insecure
You
would obviously
know,
be obviously
you know
insecure would be
what?
negative.
You know what makes me disqualify a girl on the first date?
What's that?
When she asks what I do for work, because all that is a question for her to find a way to disqualify me. Why do you care what I do for
Sometimes
work?
it's a conversation starter. It could be like a conversation starter too, because when you first meet somebody, you want to know who that person is, and a lot of the times knowing where they work is one thing that you would like to know, because it's just like, okay, well, you have a job. So for me, it doesn't matter what kind of job you have, as long as you got a job. Like my husband's
I just say
a
I'm a
mechanic.
bum and I sleep under your house and I'm stalking you right now. If they
Yeah,
ask
that's
me,
weird. That would be weird.
That's a bit
yeah.
weird, man. That's a bit
For
weird.
me, it's going to be character, a sense of humor, and probably honesty.
No, but
Let's be real
the
though.
the
Why
job thing,
does
host,
learning at
host,
work matter on a first
host.
date? Why
What?
does that matter on a first date?
What?
I go into I'm married now. However, I've only dated with the intention of getting married. So, as soon as you show to me that you don't express either of those three qualities, I'm done.
What is
So,
it? Say it again. The three qualities.
Character, a sense of humor and honesty, or maybe rather than honesty, like friendship. Like I want a friendship first and foremost. So I'm not even going to date you if we don't first establish a friendship.
Well, let me tell you, when a girl
Males
says,
and females can't be friends.
hold on. When a girl says that she wants friendship first, that's a red flag for me, and let me explain why. Because every girl that I've ever been friends with, that I eventually fell for, told me she would not date me because it would ruin the friendship. So I won't be your friend.
Well, lots of women are like that. However, I've been married for 12 years, and first and
Okay.
foremost, it was a friendship. I married my best friend. And I think that we should normalize that more, because I think that relationships are more successful if you know that you get along as people first and foremost. You can be attracted to each other all you want, but that doesn't mean that you're going to get along with each other and have a successful relationship. Like that's only surface level.
Can I ask?
Hold on,
Can I
will
ask
you
a
guys?
question? But can I ask a question to Yellow Daisy? Because I've got a friend I know she's attracted to me. She's quite attractive. We go to the same church and stuff. But I've asked her out a couple of times, and then she's sort of said no. But it might I'm not 100% sure why. And then she acts still interested. It's a bit strange. She still acts interested. So she wants to be friends for a while, but it's just that I don't understand it. Do you think she's just not interested and she's being nice, or
She's
do you?
being nice.
Yeah, I think so.
Or
You
I
know,
mean,
another thing
Let
that
me
you have to
dive
know.
into
Host,
that.
I'm sorry. Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You have to be okay. I'm a former MMA. I don't know if anybody knows what MMA is, but I'm a former MMA
Yeah, I
fighter for
know.
10 years. And one thing I learned over the years is a woman wants a man that can protect her. Period. She wants to know if that door.
Absolutely.
Right. If that door gets broken in, she needs to know that you're going to stand up, and somebody's going to have a very hard time getting past you to get to her. And that means when you're out in public. And so a good protector. So if you don't know how to defend, this may sound like corny, but if you don't know how to take care of yourself and you can't protect yourself, man, women like a man that can protect them. So learn how to take care of yourself. You know what I mean?
The
And
other
you'll be
thing,
more attractive to
I
women
can
the
across
other
the
thing
board.
I was gonna say
Cameron's
is,
got fine.
for a first date, is be assertive. Don't ask me what I want to do. I want you to be the leader in the relationship. I want you to tell me where we're going, what we're doing, right? What is the direction we're taking?
Well,
Don't ask
I
me.
now
like
I'm
that.
complete opposite. I disagree with that.
I like that idea, but I fell out of doing that times when this is back when I was going on a bunch of dates, wasting my money on ungrateful women that wouldn't appreciate anything I did for them. But basically, I would just take them on a dinner and a movie, and it got to a point where women were saying, No, I don't want to go to a dinner and a movie. And like, what does it matter?
Well,
You
don't
know,
take
if
me
you
to a
want to
movie
be
because we want to have conversation with you. So
Yeah.
a movie
that's what
is
we're doing that's what we're doing when we're at dinner for an hour and a half.
yeah, but then you're spending 2 hours at a movie not saying a word. I don't really like movies as a date option at all. But
That's fine.
Yeah, I
that's
don't
when
either.
my
I'd
Can I just
rather
ask you this about my
Then you
situation,
have
Ivana?
to have men that ask you what you want to do.
Ivana, can I
because
just ask you a quick question about my situation? You said that, but then there's been like this love triangle thing that like sort of been going on with like these two girls, like these two young women for about a year. It's been a bit of a hard situation. Like, do you think that would affect like if she was one of the ones in the love triangle? Do you think that would
Yes,
affect?
that's going to affect your dynamic.
I know because it's been flipping well annoying, but I feel like I don't even know what to do. It's just like blimmin' it. Yeah.
Oh, you sound
Quit
like a
being
nice
such a
guy
lady killer.
too. I feel bad.
Right there.
I know. I feel like just choose one and just like I'm gonna have to stop speaking to the other one, but it's like a flip is really annoying, man. It's
Hey,
horrible.
Go with the pretty
here's some
one.
advice
Hold
for
on.
you.
Let me tell you
Here's some
something because
advice for you, guy from another
Can I hear?
country. Go
Sorry,
watch Fresh and Fit. That's how you fix it.
I would
mate,
say, and
I'm
see,
up. I'm
I
up
would
on my
say
stuff.
that neither one of them are the right woman for you. And that as long as you waste time on somebody that you can't choose to be the one, then you're never going to find your person.
I wouldn't say that. If he chooses one, he does have to get rid of the other one completely. Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, men and women really can't be friends.
Listen. Hide one from the other. You're a dude. You should have learned this at
Don't do
12.
that.
We're in the
Don't
same
listen to
church.
him. Don't
We're in the
listen to
same
that
church. It's
advice.
like they're like friends. It's like
Oh,
really
God,
hard.
dude. Did you have, man?
Well, you
I
got
need to call
yourself in
you
a
and
big old
put
mess.
you up on game. Dude, what are you doing, man? You're trying to bring drama in your life like that?
I didn't
Oh,
try. It
man.
just happened,
Come to
man.
California. We've learned a lot of stuff, man.
He got
Trust me,
himself in a
mate.
big old mess with that one there.
I did not try, but I've got a call to take, guys. But honestly, that's actually been quite helpful. And no, you guys are funny. Thanks a lot, anyway.
Well,
Yeah, have a
good
good day.
luck.
All right, bye, bye.
You have a good
There.
one.
So
Now
I'm
I can
dating these
see
two
my.
girls, and they're sisters, and
Hold on.
we're getting together and having relations all at the same time. And I think one's getting butt hurt. What should I do?
Can I say something though? Because host was saying that that's the reason why he asked women now is because they didn't like the movies. But the thing is with me, if you take me to the movies, then you're just automatically out of my list. Do you get what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
don't
but
want
we don't have to listen to you talk.
Yeah, that's
That's a
why it's
joke.
fun.
That's a joke.
Do you
Come
know
on,
why
a little
I
humor
like?
doesn't
Do
go.
you know
A little
why I like
humor
movies?
doesn't hurt
I
anybody.
do.
Did
Hey,
somebody just
hey,
say that
hey,
they would dump a
everybody,
guy for taking them out to the
everybody,
movies?
everybody. Do
Yeah.
you know why I like movies as a first date
Why?
option? Huh?
Why?
Oh, I'm just curious why somebody would dump somebody for not wanting to go to the movies. I think that's freaking fun.
I don't want to go to the movies on a first date.
Okay, hold on. The reason why I like something that keeps us busy and prevents us from doing a whole lot of talking on the first date is because we're doing something that I enjoy. And if you don't like watching movies, that's a disqualifier for me.
But
Sorry.
how am
Well,
I
then we're
supposed to
good.
gauge your character
But
if
let me
we can't
finish.
have
Let me finish.
conversation?
Let me finish. I have to finish. When we go to dinner for an hour and a half, I ask the girl, I make it very clear, I've had a lot of fun. Have you? And if they say yes, then we'll go to the movie. If not, then we won't. But let's be clear. The best thing to do on a first date is find anything you can to do to prevent the man from talking to the woman. Let me tell you why. Because anytime a man opens his mouth, he is one step closer to disqualifying himself in the eyes of the woman. So, do
Oh, I don't
anything
think
you
that's
can
true.
to shut your mouth.
Women are
Have
like the cops, man. They're like the cops. The
I
less you
don't
say,
think
the
that's
better you're
true.
off.
Stop.
They have like these memories that go, "Dit, dit, 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 dit," and remember everything you say. And sometimes, like 6 months later, it comes out, like you didn't say it. But I remember you say, you're like, what are you talking about? So I just think you should have a lawyer when you go on a date. It's no big deal. Should I answer that? No. Okay, I'm sorry. My lawyer said I can't answer that question.
Anything you say can and will be used against
Used
you in the
against
court
you
of
in
a
this
woman.
relationship.
Well, host, were you the
Women
one
have like
who
super
was asking
memories, but
about the
I'll
woman
never
at
have a memory
church?
that good.
I totally agree with that.
It's a superpower.
That is, I mean, you're not wrong there. However, like a best first date for me would be like, take me somewhere, like let's go mini golfing and then go to a fucking food truck or something, and be done with
Take
it.
her
See, I'm
mini
opposite. I
golfing, but
don't
if
like
she
mini
asks me
golfing.
personal questions, I'll be like, sorry, my lawyer said I can't answer that.
I
Sorry.
just look at a woman dead in her eyes and say I don't negotiate with terrorists and leave it
That's
there.
right. That's right.
Okay.
Women are
That's
terrorists.
funny. It
But
looks
let's
like
be
a smart
real.
move,
Let's be
though.
real. Let's be real. Women always, if you go to a woman and ask her dating advice, what's the one thing? I'm going to ask the men, not the women. What's the one thing women always say to men? When they're like, why can't I find a girl? Why can't I be myself? What do they say? They said, just be yourself. Well, let's be honest. When we are ourselves, we're not who you want. So we have.
But that's exactly why 6 months down the road, your girlfriend looks at you and she's like, "Hey, I just don't think this is going to work out," because you can only
Why were
hold
you
that
with him for
mask
6 months?
of
Why were
of
you with
not
him for 6 months?
well for however long, because you can't hold that mask of the front that you've put on to hook, line, and sinker her. So
Who's
then once
saying
she's
this?
hook, lined, and sinkered, and
I
the
don't
mask
see
drops, and
bubbles
she
moving.
sees who you are, she's like, "Whoa, this is not what I
I don't.
signed
Hold
up
on.
for."
Who's
Mm-hmm.
talking? Who's
Yellow Daisy
talking?
Sunshine.
Okay. Let's be clear. When I say on a first date, that has nothing to do with a long relationship of her divorcing me or breaking up with me later. We're talking about a first date. You skipped way ahead of time.
Well,
We're talking about the first date.
but that's why I
You
explained to
let me
you.
finish. Let me finish. To your statement alone, a man has to be quiet as much as possible. He has to. We have
No.
to.
I show up to a date with like a piece of electrical tape across my mouth just to stop me
No.
from talking. If a
Like, you
woman
need to
says,
be
"Why is that
yourself.
on
Like, I
there?"
want
I
to
write on
know.
a little piece of paper that says, "I have an extremely sore throat. You do all the talking." I mean, I'm just saying,
No.
and it's a great approach. You
It's
don't need a
terrible.
lawyer.
I want to go to an arcade or like mini golfing
We can
or
go to an
take me.
arcade where I have stuff over my mouth.
I want to go out fishing.
I can. Oh, I can't stand
Yeah,
fishing.
let's go hiking. Let's go jump in the lake. Let's go and have
Yeah.
fun together and see if we can see if we get along with each
Let's
other.
go be friends. No.
I don't
Yes.
want
Okay.
to be friends with you, but I want to see if we
As long as you can
can
get
get
along with a
along.
mime, because I'll be miming the whole
There's
first date right
another
there.
reason why I refuse to be friends with a girl that if I tell you to your face or in a message that I'm into you and I want to be with you, and you have the audacity to turn around and say, I want to be friends first, all that does is tell me you have your toes in other gentlemen and you
It
don't
means
want
I've
that.
been
you have
married for
you have
15
entered the
years.
friend zone
No,
and they're just
listen,
trying to be
I've
nice
been
to you.
married. I've been in a relationship for almost 15 years. I've been married for 12 years. I
Well,
married my best friend. We get along. We have fun
that's
together.
great. It
We
worked out for you, but it won't
Yellow.
work out for the majority of men.
I
That's
Yellow,
love
can I
your
ask you a
accent, Daisy.
question
Where are you
though?
from? Are you from Alabama?
I'm from Tennessee.
No, stop, stop. We're not going
Alabama.
there with that joke. Knock it off.
Roll Tide, though,
I'm
they
not
are the
joking.
best
I love her
football
accent.
team.
She's got an adorable accent.
I
I'm
know. I
being
said
totally
that
honest.
already to her. It's so cute. She sounds so cute. But can I ask you a question? A real question though, Yellow.
Sure.
Um, so when you and your now husband started dating, obviously you weren't dating to become friends. You became friends during the courting process.
Well, but that courting process is what I would have called developing our friendship, because there was
No,
no,
that's
like, we never.
developing a relationship
Well,
though.
well,
Like,
hang on though. There was never necessarily a first date or
this or that. Like, it was just more, we enjoyed being in each other's company. So we made sure to, like, be in each other's company doing things, like, all the time. It wasn't a
Yes,
process.
like more than you would do like with your girlfriends, right?
No, there was no. We were going out. We were swimming. We were hiking. We were making sure that we could enjoy spending time with each other.
You spent as much time together as you possibly could.
And where's Kevin? Oh, they're that off. I'm on a live.
Yellow, can you just sing me a little bit of Jolene? Have you heard that song?
Why is that the one everybody always wants to
Jolene,
hear?
Jolene, because your voice would do it justice,
Jolene.
and I mean that in a good way.
So
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Yes,
well,
I knew you would
I
kill it.
love you. Please don't
I
change your
somebody
mind.
give her some
Hi,
gifts.
Christy.
so
Jolene, Jolene,
That
Jolene,
song really does fit your
Jolene.
voice. That is like really true. That
Maybe don't
song
you are
does fit
not
your
turning
voice.
on the TV.
Well, Dolly's from Tennessee, like not far from where I'm from.
Oh, I
What's
didn't
up,
even know
everybody?
that.
It's the accent. That's all it
Dolly
It's the
is.
Parton
accent.
is
That's what it is. Yeah.
It's cute. I love the accent.
I do too.
If I go to karaoke, I can't even do Jolene because I'm too like
all right.
California for that.
We're
Enough
doing
about
the program room.
Jolene. Back to the debate. Back to the
I,
debate.
All right, then do it in your room, okay?
I'm way too Minnesota. Like, yeah, don't you know?
Okay, so let's be real. Let's be 100% real. Men in the dating scene are 80% of all men are invisible to most women. That's a fact.
That's true.
That is a fact. Tinder, Match.com, POF, all the dating sites, they came together and they talked about the swiping. Who swiped right the most? And it was the men. Women swipe right less than 2% of the time. Men swipe right over 20% of the time.
I feel like it
So
depends on the photo too, because if a guy has a photo of multiple women, he's kind of like hanging around them. That sends a wrong message to me, and I don't want nothing to do with that. So
if
I
a
think
man
it
has
also depends on
what?
the photos.
If a man has
If he's
what?
like, so if he's on Tinder and has like photos of like hooter girls next to him, that sends a wrong message to me, and I want nothing to do with that. So I'm gonna
Why
swipe left on
not?
that.
Maybe he's lonely and he needs female attention and he has to go get a free picture with Hooters girls.
I would also tell you, men, please don't post pictures with, even if it's your sister. Don't post pictures of that.
I would argue do everything women tell you not to do and don't give a fuck.
I do dating sites. I've actually never been on a dating site, so I know nothing about them.
You have to
Imagine
go.
a
Here's what
man
you have to do.
telling a woman
In
not to
reality,
post something. She
you
would
have to go.
do it anyways.
You have to go talk to a woman and find out what her ex-boyfriend did that was completely horrible, and then mimic that, and she'll be all over you.
No, I want to talk about that. Conversations on a first date. Why is it that on a first date, women always blame the men for everything that went wrong in the relationship? Like they're not accountable for anything. They did nothing wrong. They're perfectly innocent. The thing is, they always want to blame the men. Always. That's a red flag.
The same thing though.
Isn't that
Like,
human
I've
nature
never
a little
met a
bit, though?
man who says,
No,
"Look,
here's the
I messed
difference.
everything up."
No, here's the difference. I could tell you every single one of my exes cheated on me, and I blame them for that. The thing I blame the relationship ending is I didn't dump her when she first cheated on me. I didn't dump her when she was being disrespectful from the get-go. I was the simp. Everything I did wrong, I admit to it. What I don't condone is a woman saying that he cheated on me or it's all his fault that the relationship gets over. I get that men do cheat. Women also cheat. But when I ask the follow-up question, what did you do or what could you have done to make the relationship better? The answer 9 times out of 10 was always overwhelmingly, I did nothing wrong. I'm innocent. That's bullshit. That's a red flag. Everybody does something wrong in a relationship. everybody has a part to play in it.
Well, and everybody cheats for a reason. You don't just go out and cheat for no reason. There's something within the relationship that you have that you are lacking to cause you to go cheat.
If I was going to cheat on a woman, which I never have, it would be because she's not giving sloppy top or she's rejected me a whole bunch. Either way, I've never cheated.
You know, I often hear like, well, this man called me a name. But what you don't hear is, see, I lit his car on fire. I ripped his tires off. I carved my name. You never get the backstory. You
I
know what I
turned
mean?
into Carrie Underwood for a couple of minutes.
Right.
No, you're
I
right,
made love to his best
Garnet.
friend just because to get back, all that stuff. You know?
Everybody in the chat, you're right. There are no excuses for cheating, but women cheat more. They overwhelmingly cheat more than men do.
It's
I'm
about
not
the
saying
same.
that there's excuses for cheating, but there are causes for cheating.
Yeah,
Brothers and
causation is
sisters
a
in
bigger reason.
misogyny, let's unite and let everybody know who is the lesser of the two sets.
Everybody who don't know, Going Van Deep is a homie and he loves purple hair feminists.
Absolutely. They give up the backside.
Or
Mom, I'm about to do my lipstick. Do you want to do your stick?
nah, I'm good, honey. I need to take a
I'll
shower
tell you
before I
what,
put
man. Like, I
makeup.
quit
Van
joking.
Deep,
On the real,
Catherine was a purple hair feminist not long ago, but she also is married, so.
you know, if you're a
That's all
man
right.
and you got to take your time and rock that girl, I mean, make it where her brains fall out of her head, like kind of making love to her. I mean, so she's like, you know what? I'm cool. I don't really need to go nowhere. And I don't know about other men, but I mean, you gotta make sure you want her to keep you happy. You got to keep her happy.
You gotta
Hey,
make sure she's
Here's the great
sexually
thing about
gratified.
married women. Married women
everybody in the
always love to
chat
cheat.
that says that they saw a stat that said men cheat 20% of the time, women cheat 13% of the time. I'm going to use the same argument y'all want to use, and then I'm going to back it up with more evidence.
Hey, why
Those
are y'all
stats
tossing all
are
my blankets on the ground?
those who actually report admitting to cheating. They don't take
My
into
bad.
account the ones who don't admit to cheating. On top of that, is sex easier for men to get, or is sex easier for women to get?
How much money do I have?
You're broke.
Oh, in that case, yeah, it's much harder for me.
All right. So the point is, sex is easier for Joy is in my life. I wish you would join my life so we could talk. You never do, but I want to talk to you. But sex is overwhelmingly easier for women to get. So in that case, cheating is far more easier for women to do.
Women are the gatekeepers of sex.
Exactly. Joy,
Here's
why
here's
don't
where I
you
will
ever talk
disagree.
to me no more? It's not
Here's where
fair.
I will disagree. X is easier for a man if you're abusive and mean. Then X is super easy for you to get.
Do what?
I said sex is easy for a man to get, but all you have to be is abusive and mean, and then you're set.
No, you have to be wealthy.
Honestly, no, I think that all depends
Well, then
on
why don't you
how you
talk to
were
me no
raised
more?
and how you saw the women around you being treated by men, because you
The women
learn.
around you being treated by men because the women around you.
I'm going on live.
Gamer or
It's already started
Garnet,
gateway.
mute yourself when you're not talking. You got an echo.
Mute yourself when you're not talking.
Someone has an echo. I think it's Garnett.
Yourself when you're not
Garnet.
talking. When you're not
Garnet.
All right. Garnet, you had to go. Sorry. Come back later when you fix your machine or whatever is going on. Now, what were you saying, Kat?
I think that it depends on the social ring that you're around, because women learn what they want from what they've seen.
I think things like Cardi B, Beyonce, not Beyonce, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, all these sexually liberated women who lie to women every day. Like Cardi B says, I don't cook and don't clean. Then her husband comes on national TikTok live or TikTok something and shows a video of her cooking and cleaning. She's a damn lie. The point is, women are taking advice from women who lie and manipulate, and women believe it. The point is women don't know what they want. They say they know what they want, but they don't have a goddamn clue until they actually get it.
Here's what I wanted to say. The idea of women putting a guy in friend zone and marrying a guy that they were in friend zone with. I think if you allow yourself to be in a friend zone with a woman, she's going to see you as this beta male. And once she tests you enough that you're a good boy, then yeah, she might be in a relationship with you and you might have a good marriage like them folks. And, it might work out. But in the end, it's a good sift to find a man who is going to be a good boy beta male.
Honestly, I want to talk about that. I've told this story before, but I'm going to say it again. I've been in a lot of girls' friend zone, and I had no fucking idea I was in a friend zone. I just thought we were friends. But they twisted our friendship into something that I didn't know was there. So, like, for instance, a girl named Candy Mueller. One of my very big crush way back in the day. I never told her how I felt. I never even did anything. I just answered the calls. I was there for her. I took her out on I gave her rides to her boyfriend's house, everything. I was friends with her boyfriend, everything. And he started beating the hell out of her, and every time I told her I was going to stand up to her boyfriend Fred, she said if I did it, she would never talk to me again. Well, after he started abusing her, she would sneak into my house in the middle of the night. Like, she would tap on my window and crawl through my window and stay the night with me because she was afraid of Fred coming over. I said, why don't you break up with him? And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. She would come to school with black eyes and end up staying the night every night, almost every night of that school year. She would sneak into my house. And I would say again, why are you with someone that's treating you that way? She kept staying the night and kept telling me to stay out of it. Well, one night she came over and she didn't just have a bruise on her arm. She had a black eye. She had a bruise on her cheek. She had bruises on her arms, and I kept my mouth shut. I wasn't telling her what my plan was. That very next day at school, I beat the living shit out of Fred at school, and I didn't give a damn what she thought about it. And she kept her word. She never talked to me again. But the thing that bothered me the most was that she was getting naked and sleeping next to me as a guy friend. And when I told her before I beat Fred's ass, I told her I had feelings for her. That's when she started losing interest in being my friend. But are you going to tell me that it's perfectly normal for a girl to be naked in a guy's bed when she has a boyfriend and have the nerve to get mad when that guy starts having feelings for her?
I was like, the only thing you did wrong was not be abusive. Like, if you would have just been like a little bit abusive, she would have fell in love with you.
I went to this like women's lib get together about 2 weeks ago, and I left with a sandwich and my shirt was ironed. And I'm just gonna leave it there, but I'm not gonna say much more.
The point I'm trying to make is a girl named Desiree Harris did the same thing. She would sneak into my house, did all this stuff, and was begging me for attention all the time. And God forbid I opened up and this is maybe 2 years after the Candy Mueller situation. She was doing the same shit, and I didn't do anything to welcome it. I was just a good friend. I'd listen to her, I would respect her, I wouldn't be demean her, I would just be her friend. I'd be there for her, I hung out with her, we did things, we would just be friends. And she had a boyfriend, and I ended up sleeping next to her being butt naked and me fully clothed. And she did that for a whole fucking year. And God forbid I grew feelings for a woman that's naked next to me. God
But
forbid.
but but I got
God
a question. Did
forbid.
you ever try to make a move on her during that whole year?
Yeah.
Maybe she wanted you to.
No, I did. And she would
Oh,
tell me not to.
I don't know what she was doing laying there like that. Then that doesn't make any
That's
sense.
what I'm saying.
Hmm.
They would get naked and get mad when I touched them or tried to kiss them or tried to do anything. I'm like, well, then don't be naked. You can lay in bed with me as a friend and not be fucking naked. I promise you, guys do not have friends over and they're not sleeping in the same bed cuddling. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. If you're going to come over to my house butt ass naked and get into my bed, expect something to happen. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's kind of
You
strange.
can't get mad at a guy for having feelings for you after seeing you naked for an entire year.
If they're not spreading the cheeks, they need to get out.
Yeah. And you know what happened to Desiree? Near graduation, I told her that I was falling for her and I wanted to be with her, and I don't want to be just friends anymore. Not long after that, she disappeared. Her mother couldn't find her. I couldn't find her. Our friends couldn't find her. We thought she just disappeared. One day she shows up. Some dude on a motorcycle shows up. She showed up a week later, and a 30-year-old man on a motorcycle showed up, or 20 in his 20s, whatever he was, showed up on a motorcycle. She got on the bike and disappeared. She got married to this guy that lives in Wichita, and this all happened after I said that I have feelings for her. It was fucked up.
I dated a lady from Wichita for a couple of years.
Hold on. Someone get rid of that Johnny Vegas person. They're reporting your life.
Do what?
For what?
The hell are you talking about consent?
That's stupid. I don't even know what they're talking about, man. I don't think they're. I don't think that they can report this because we're all here. You didn't say anything.
All
I
I
think they're
did
just.
was said that they got naked, laid in bed next to me, and got mad when I told them how I felt. What does that have to do with anything?
How can you tell when
Nothing.
somebody reports you're live?
No, he said I'm reporting host because he doesn't understand consent.
Oh, damn.
What?
That's ridiculous.
They
It's
chose
funny how
to.
they
That
have
is
to.
consent. That's a definition of consent. They chose to lay in bed with you, and you did not do anything.
I didn't have sex with them. I didn't touch them inappropriately. I tried, and when I did try, they told me all they wanted to do was cuddle. But my argument is, why are you getting butt ass naked with somebody you just want to be friends with?
I have no idea.
Hey, y'all, come in here and sit.
Yeah, I know when they said no, it means no. What's your point? I tried once. They said no. If I tried any further, they would have left. They wouldn't have stayed the night. You all are really illogical. You're trying to
There's,
switch my words around to fit the narrative as though I was something that I'm not.
don't have an argument unless they twist your
They,
words around.
Not
yeah,
to
they didn't want to do
mention
it.
they
You did
had
not push it.
boyfriends. Not to mention they had boyfriends and were coming over to my house, sneaking into my house in the middle of the night, getting naked and sleeping in my bed. You tell
And
me I'm the bad guy in that situation? No,
they
I'm
didn't
not
want to
gonna
go
pull a
farther.
boy over.
You didn't push them to go farther. Therefore,